right, I got a question for you. Here's the question. All right. Like, I don't give a shit about the playoffs yet because you still got like 4 games, right? Like, you could talk about that to nauseum. But, like, knowing our players, and we are kind of flashy, let's not pretend like we don't do this for nothing. At this point of the season, are any of our players in consideration for any awards to you?
I think the biggest one that's been talked about, of course, is Amen for Defensive Player of the Year. It's going to be tough because there's some very good names on there. But the argument, of course, is that look who he's locked down. Like when it comes to their numbers of like the numbers against Luka, the numbers against Steph, the numbers against like those types of names, he's had some really good clamp down games on him. But also, I feel like the resume of injury is not going to help him either.
Yeah, but he didn't miss too many games. But I also feel like somebody else will get a nod on that, like Evan Mobley or somebody, just because of how well their team. But I strongly think that Amen Thompson should probably be most improved player. Like, I believe that to be true. Because, I mean, statistics aside, like, nobody from last year to this year dominated games, like, made an improvement to dominate games as much as Amen, in my opinion. Because he literally went from us being, like, a 6-man, 7-man, second point guard option to, hey, like, which one of you dudes want to go sit on the damn bench today? Because this dude's starting, so one of the rest of y'all go to the bench. And, I mean, he's just impactful. He's super impactful on games. So I feel like Amen gets most improved. And I also feel like Ime's right there for Coach of the Year, I think. How could he not be?
I was thinking that. I was going to say Ime for Coach. So on Amen at first, I do agree because I know people were saying Şengün since he made the All-Star. No diss to Şengün. But the leap that Amen took from, like you said, pretty much nothing to must start game changer on this squad, that just is a bigger resume of why he deserves it and everything. And I'm sure if you ask Şengün and Jalen, then they'd say the same thing. Now, as far as Ime for Coach of the Year, I feel like, I mean, the only competition you'd probably have is OKC's and
Cleveland, New York. Thibodeau gets a nod.
But I
just feel like, I'm partial because it's Ime. Think about it, bro. We came out red hot on fire. We were on top of the West. We thought we were the shit. And then we ran into some injury bugs. And then we lost like 6 games in a row one time. And then we won like 10, you know what I'm saying? Like he took us all the way to the top. We fell off and he took us right back. And, we had some luck because other teams were hurt too. But like, shit, that ain't anybody's fault that he did what he had to win those games.
I mean, you look at the same way we did with the men's resume of look what we did last year of where we went. We were just hoping to be a playing team, tournament, playoff team. And he has them pretty much second, maybe third, depending on these next few games in the West. That is a huge leap. The team's defense is one of the top in the league. I mean, you look at their statistics on everything. Like I just feel like, no offense to Cleveland, no offense to OKC and them, but like from where he was at to now with the team, I feel is why he deserves it. When those teams were already kind of close to first 1, 2, 3, 4 last year. So it's like your leap was this big. Was this big.
I also feel like Ime doesn't get enough credit for consistently knowing the pulse of the team. Like you said, like those other teams like OKC and Cleveland and shit like that. Like you've built a system. Like you're reliant on your system and you know what you're doing. And it does means that your rotations are kind of set for the most part. Like Ime is constantly checking the pulse, see who's hot, see who's not, who's playing defense, who's giving effort, what's the matchup that favors it. You know what I mean? So he's like playing 2K, bro. He's always on the stick. And I mean, you get credit for that, in my opinion.
I mean, you look at OKC Cleveland, you know who their number one option is. If you look at our team, any day it's Şengün, Jalen, Amen, Brooks, Fred, and it just rotates. So it's like, and people are like, oh, they're not a real team because they don't have a first option. Yeah, we're in second in the West. In the
Yes.
Wild West, where it's so packed and everything. And he's like, I'm not worried about it. Whoever has the hot hand, I'm going with it. And we saw that in Golden State. Like, he kept Jalen in. Jalen took over in the fourth, and Şengün had a good few quarters in there. Dylan, Amen. It's like he just knows how to put them in and, like you said, rotate.
Yep.
So, like,
You
the
just
coaching
always
staff.
know who needs to be in. You know what I'm saying? For some
Yeah.
reason, it's never Cam, but whatever. Uh,
Yeah.
I mean, even I hate the fucking term, the too big lineup. Like, he knows when to shoot it. He knows when to send that missile. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was so funny because all his assistant coach were talking about how reluctant he was to ever play a zone defense. Like, they couldn't talk him into it until it got to the point where he couldn't figure anything else out, so he had to try it, and it worked. Like, that openness to change your shit, because he could stand on his morals and his, like, his system and be like, no, this is how I do it. I'm gonna go down on my sword. But he's like, nah, fuck that. Like, they're giving me effort. I'm gonna give them the best possible scenario to succeed in. And that says something to me. You know what I mean? Like, you can't ask a player to be open-minded if the coach ain't open-minded, and he proved that he was.
Yeah. I mean, and he's one of those coaches right now. I mean, we see it. This dude is not afraid to talk trash to anybody. I mean, he was talking shit to Steph Curry yesterday. He's talking shit to LeBron. Like, he'll back his players up 100, and they do the same thing for him. And so when we talk about culture in Houston, like with the Texans, this is Rockets culture. It starts from the top of him.
And speaking from the top, like, I don't believe he should get credit for this, but like, I'll personally give kudos to Raphael Stone, even though I didn't never fucking really like it. Like, I still don't like him because I feel a lot of what he did is luck. But the fact that you didn't pull any triggers on no bullshit trades when you could have, you know what I'm saying? Like, he could have tried to advance the process, made a trade, and kind of put his reputation out there on that trade. But he was like, no, what we have is working. And he stuck to his guns. And shit, like, credit for that too.
Yeah, I think like him and Ime have a good connection. Kind of like I'm gonna be the manager. Does this work for you? Does this fit your system? The way that Nick and D'Amico kind of have, like, I'm gonna make this. Does it work with you? No. Okay. Well, what about this? And like, get those. We have those D'Amico guys. The same thing. We have those Ime guys. Like, and he talks about it. He's like, not everybody's meant to be here. Like, not everybody's gonna fit what we want to do here. Like, and buy in on this. Because we've seen it, like, we've talked about it all season. If you have a bad game, he'll take you the hell out, and he'll go sit on the bench and cry. I don't care. Go pout over there. I got a game to win. And like, you rarely see the guy crack a smile. Like,
and I don't even know if this is a real award, but if there's, I think it is. It's like teammate of the year. Like, I don't think it's like national. A lot of like smaller media people, I think that they talk about that award. I think it should go to Jabari. All the bullshit that this team talks about, Jalen, Şengün, whose team is it? What is Fred supposed to do? Oh shit, Amen's a superstar. Jalen just shows up, bro. It don't matter if he starts, if he fucking comes off the bench. He's the perfect 3-and-D player for us. He's the perfect defensive play caller. He don't say a fucking word. He just does his job and puts up the same numbers, and you don't hear a peep. He don't cause trouble for nobody. He don't piss me off. Which is important. And when it's time for him to get paid, you got to pay him.
The dude literally did not throw one fit when he lost his starting spot to Amen due to his injury. We felt his injury a lot. We realized it very quickly what he meant to this team. And if you have not watched Rockets games, you probably have not noticed it. But if you do, you see how much he is valuable to this team. And to where I would love him to get that award if it happens, because I mean, the dude is just a team player all around. Ridiculous, like, mindset.
I just can't. I can't think of somebody that I would trade for to fit that role. Like, honestly, a post defender who can switch to pick and roll and knock down the open three anytime he wants, and he's a fucking amazing who are you gonna go get to do that? That could shoot the three at that rate. We already got what we're.
I can't think of anybody. Yeah, just keep him.
Pay the man.
Just keep him. I think that's good. 3 very valid awards to give out for sure. I mean, I think we built a
And we
good
might
case
just be
for him.
pandering because we're homebodies, but I do suspect that we're going to come home with one award. So this team deserves one person to get an award. I tell you that. It'd be robbery if we don't.
Yeah, well, of course, Rockets fans, if you're going to ESPN and all those places to get credit for the Rockets, they're not going to give it. So just quit going over there because y'all keep complaining online that they don't talk about us. They're not going to. So you can follow us here, and we'll talk about them because we are like you fans, and we watch every damn game. If you made it to this point, like, subscribe.
Yeah.
Drop your questions down below. Me and Zach will take them a gander at them and talk about them. About 3 to 4 games left, and then it's playoff time. So buckle up, Houston fans. It's going to be a good one. All love. We out.